The title of the talk is Forgiveness in the Service of Justice and Love. And I'm trying to deal with some of the terrible conflicts in the world and so on, and but from a different angle, somewhat from usually just doing ethics. Because some years ago I got very interested in nonviolence and in the need for a whole different attitude of heart among people. And that can sound kind of Pollyannish, but there are strategies for learning to respect and recognize one another. Pointing to the depths of the mystery of a forgiven love, Jesus himself observed that the one who is forgiven much may love more than the one who is forgiven only a little. Luke 7:41. Although we no doubt learn what it means to be forgiven within human relationships, the potentially paradigmatic experience for many, or at least for some, is the experience of being forgiven by God. Experience with humans helps us to understand being forgiven by God. But for believers, the experience of divine forgiveness is unique, and it sheds distinctive light on what being forgiven means in every context. What I'm trying to ask people to think of their experiences of being forgiven and also their experiences of forgiving. And then I'm going to kind of try to describe that experience, but the hearers are the test of that. Is this what I have experienced? And if so, then it becomes a meditative exercise, that because we don't always think every day about forgiveness, but on the other hand, it can become so much a part of us that it may heal some of the terrible fractures we have in our world of every kind. To experience the forgiveness of God is to experience ourselves accepted by the incomprehensible source of our life and existence, accepted even without becoming wholly innocent, without being completely turned around in our ways, accepted even while we are, as Paul says, still sinners. From the almost incredible good news of this forgiveness, this acceptance, we can learn and tell of the love of God that exceeds all understanding, that invites us into communion with infinite goodness and beauty. For Christians, I don't think there can be any such thing as forgiveness that's not grounded in love. They're intertwined. And I also relate it to justice, because it sounds like, well, if we just forgive one another, then we don't have to worry about all the injustice. But I specifically say that's not what I'm saying. We do have to worry about all the injustice. And we have to find ways still to have at least a readiness to what? To care for our enemies. Not to let them be unjust and so on, but somehow to stop the spiral of revenge and punitive measures and so on. So there are a lot of examples like that in our lives, as well as in our interpersonal lives.